Just go over what the movements are because people get confused with all the movements. That's normal. So getting the palm across, sorry, the thumb across the palm, this would be flexion, and the return would be extension. Now from here, going up, this would be abduction, and coming back down, this would be adduction of the thumb, okay? Now that we've clarified that, let's start with the abductor pollicis brevis. We already worked on finding the abductor pollicis longus because it's part of the snuff box. So this one is a tiny muscle here, also in the thenar eminence. So I'm gonna ask you to bring your thumb up like this, and there we go. Relax, and you don't need to push a lot, just a little bit. Push up. And this is where this muscle will become a little tight. So that would be your abductor pollicis brevis because it's bringing it into abduction. So right here, right? Okay, next muscle is going to be the flexor pollicis brevis, and that is just going to go across the palm here. So this one, I'm gonna palpate more like here. So there we go, and relax, and pushing into flexion, and you can see how the thenar eminence becomes really active here. So this would be your flexor pollicis brevis, okay? And relax, and push in, and relax. If you see, I'm not applying resistance over here. I'm applying resistance at the base of the thumb because it moves the thumb at the base, right? So push in. So that would be your flexor pollicis brevis. The next one is gonna be the opponent's pollicis. And for this one, what you see is the whole thenar eminence will activate essentially. So bring the two fingertips together. So this is where this muscle would be located, and if you can apply resistance here, also try to keep it together. Don't let me pull them apart. So that of course will activate that muscle a little bit more, but here is where you're gonna feel that muscle is active. Now a lot of muscles will activate here because to bring the thumb into opposition, the thumb has to come into abduction and flexion. So this is a combination of those two movements. For that reason, not just the opponent's muscle becomes active, but also the flexor pollicis brevis, as well as the abductor pollicis brevis. So all those muscles become active, and that's why your thenar eminence is active. This is just important for when you're evaluating patients with carpal tunnel syndrome or a problem with the median nerve that innervates all these muscles. You want to see if they're able to do that, because they may be okay with it. Well, probably not. You probably will see that they're not able to do that, and that's because the muscle is too weak, okay? Then the last one that we're gonna palpate is the adductor pollicis, and that is a nerve, a muscle that is innervated by the ulnar nerve. So I just get it. That muscle essentially lives here in the web space. So right now it's soft, but I can just ask him to bring the thumb closer, and you feel that muscle active. Just push a little bit and relax, and push and relax, and push and relax.
Can you do it for that one? Can you do this?
And relax.
Can you do this for that one?
Not necessarily, because what you're doing here is flexion of the MCP joint. You're doing MCP joint flexion over here more than adduction, because here I'm not activating this MCP joint. I'm just activating this adduction only. Push in, okay, and you feel the contraction there, okay? So can you guys do all those muscles of the thumb, okay?